promising them somebody that has no money to get married in life. He said we're giving 77 virgin in heaven.
Laverita TV is a special TV. Laverita TV is the best of all. Educating you, entertaining.
Welcome to Newspaper Review on Laverita TV. I'm Ifoma Ijide.
I'm Okumeri Cynthia.
Now, let's quickly take you through the front pages of the Nigerian newspaper to see what they are saying. And when we return, we'll be going through a quick analysis with our guest on the show today.
Laverita TV is a special TV. Laverita TV is the best of all. Educating you, entertaining.
On Daily Sun newspaper today, PDP BOT set up reconciliation panel, supports Ibadan Convention. Tinubu has political will to fight terrorism, says federal government.
And on this day newspaper, Dangote Refinery, the regulation not licensed to blend off-spec products. Go and see no more, Shetima tells all 119 protesters, including 29 minors, facing trial.
On Blueprint newspaper, Nigeria ready to work with US, other countries to wipe out terrorism, says federal government. PDP crisis deepens, factions differs on Ibadan Convention.
On the Daily Champion, Nigeria willing to work closely with US to eliminate terrorism, says federal government.
On the verdict, coup rumor and Trump threats, 60 bozas to Reuben Abati.
And on the Punch newspaper, Wike blocked defiant as PDP Board of Trustees insists on convention. Over 85 killed as flood wreak havoc in Philippines. And that's it for the newspaper headlines. We'll be going on a short break, and when we return, we'll be introducing our guest on the show for analysis. We'll be right back.
One game in 9 states. Adekunle Komolafe Foundation presents table tennis competition for all gender, live in the city of Kano, Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa, Kwara, Ekiti, Benue, Lagos, and FCT Abuja. Grand finale in Kaduna. Prizes to be won. First place 2 million naira, second place 1 million naira, third place 500,000 naira, and other consolation prizes. Date 9th to 26th of February 2026. For registration, visit www.laveritatvproductions.com. For sponsorship, advert, and partnership, contact the following numbers. Adekunle Komolafe Foundation Table Tennis Competition. A game you can't miss.
Our guest for today is a visionary leader. Please make welcome Mr. Adekunle Komolafe, the president of Adekunle Komolafe Foundation and the CEO of Laverita TV Production. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for honoring our invitation.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
We'll be going through a quick analysis on some of the newspaper headlines we just read. On the Daily Sun's newspaper, how accurate is the perception that Christians are being systematically targeted in Nigeria?
Yeah, basically, I disagree with that statement. To me, it's a statement of fallacy. If you are not truly in the knot, it would be irrational for you to sit at the comfort of your house and draw a conclusion of a place that you've never been to. Now, when these terrorists come, they don't ask who is a Christian or who is a Muslim. They come for a mission to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That's what they are for. Destroy the equipment of the military, destroy every equipment that they think they can use to access them. They steal valuable items that they need, and they take the life of innocent people. So yes, regardless, they don't ask who is a Christian, who is a Muslim. They come for a mission. If they are when they kidnap all the Chibok girls, they were not asking the Muslim come here, the Christian come here. No, they do this thing. Of course, we know that in their religion or in their own philosophy or in their agenda rather, they are out to wipe any person who does not believe in their own ideology. Of course, which Christians fall into it. So if they come and pick people and you are not fortunate to be a Muslim, of course, most of the time they take the life of such person because their mission, part of their mission, is to take the life of people who doesn't believe in their religion. So it's unfair to say they are out, they are just killing the Christian. No, they take the life of anybody regardless. They do not sympathize or have empathy or anybody. Their mission, just like I said, is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. They destroy all the equipment that they can use to access them or to fight them. They kill the people that want to stay in their front, stand as obstacle, and they cater away with valuable goods that they think will work for them. So for me, it's a statement of fallacy to say they target only Christian. However, in this country, we are gullible. A politician who is looking for political sympathy or looking for people's support, sometimes or most of the time, you see them taking advantage of statements that they think will enhance or help them gather votes. So they pitch their tent by that, escalate it, pay some few people who they think they can use on social media and make it a subject. In reality, I was born and bred in Kaduna, so I can tell you I'm not an accidental Kaduna person. I was born and bred, so I can tell you. So we know that this is not just Christian. It's just an agenda by some certain set of people to wipe away or to take away Nigeria. It has been, and I've been saying this for a very long time, it is in the minds of the Westerners to break Nigeria into pieces. They said it 20 or 30 years ago that Nigeria will be divided in 2015. But they saw that did not happen. And they're doing everything in their capacity. How many videos have we seen? I don't know how true it is that we see helicopter going into the bush to supply equipment. So these people, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So how do you define this? How do you explain this? So basically, it's an agenda. We don't know what it is. You find out Buhari came with all his experience, he could not. Okay. Jonathan did everything in his capacity, he could not. Tinubu is doing his best, yet to defeat them. So it's beyond what we are saying, and people are not asking the right question. Until we ask the right question, we will not get the right answer.
Thank you very much, sir, for that valuable opinion.
And on blueprints, sir, do you think Nigeria collaboration with the US and other countries can truly help wipe out terrorism, or is it just a political talk?
No, realistically, we need sophisticated weapons to defeat these people. Because you can't be doing the same thing, same way, all the time and expect different results.
Yeah, I think the chief of staff said something about building new technological weapons.
Of course, we need it. Do you know that China will go to war today if they want to go to war, and they will not use human beings. Robots will go and fight the people.
Yes.
They will program the robots from their country, send them to wherever and they will fight those people. Are we looking outside what we have been doing? See, this thing it's more than 20-something years now. We've been on the same pattern, the same method, the same strategy, the same approach. And how then do you think they will give us different answer? So we need to sit down. And the problem is, the people that have interest, because we must understand that saga, or let me put it, brouhaha or war in any area of any part of the world is a business. So people that have interest in this will do everything in their capacity to make sure it does not end, so that they'll keep gaining from it. There are people that supply Nigeria with guns, with bullets, contractors. You think they'll fold their hand and say, okay, they want to? No. There are people who supply things, because if there's no war, they can't supply. Do you understand? I'm not saying they are the people behind. I'm just trying to explain to you the chain of the interest of people who benefit from this saga. So then, if truly we want to end it, we must apply holistic approach. If it requires support from America that will end this problem, let it be. If we need the support from the Western world, the Europe, the America, the United Kingdom, and every other part of the world, let it be. Look, Nigeria is supposed to be the biggest country in Africa. We are only big in paper. We are not big in reality. Because in reality, if you say we are big, do we have the mindset of the eastern part? Is it the same thing with the mindset of the Yorubas? Is it the same mindset with the Hausa? So we are not big. You see, we're a big house that is divided. The agenda of the Easterners is different from the agenda of the Westerners. It's different from the agenda of the Northerners. And this is the question I've always asked for those who care to understand. One of the easiest people to approach in the three parts of this Nigeria, the Wazobia that we have, is the Northerner. You can buy an average Northerner with just 20,000 naira when he has nothing. So it's an easy buy for the terrorists to recruit. If they want to recruit 5,000 people today, they will. In the name of the small change they will give to them, and promising them somebody that has no money to get married in life. He said, we're giving 77 virgin in heaven. Don't you think he'll be rushed to go and meet the virgin? So, see, these are the things they say to these people that give them confidence. Because even if their life is taken by fighting this, they believe there's a virgin waiting for them. And I'm asking them, why don't you manage the unvirgin person that you are dealing with here first, before you go to meet the virgin that you want to, you have not seen. So basically, if need be for us to seek the help of US, UK, European Union, China to end this, why not? Because see, it's become, there's one called Lakurawa or something. Recently, there's another one. And this is how Boko Haram started. They didn't take them serious. Lakurawa started now. They said before, when this Lakurawa started, what they were doing before, they were like ruling a community, collecting tax as if they're a country. And the government, some of the government, I can't say if the government know or not, but from the information we got, that the government know that these people exist. Yes. So they know about it. They were taking tax, not giving to the government, enriching themselves, giving laws and rules and regulations to the people in that community. Now they've been able to raise so much wealth. Now they can buy weapons. Now they are now using the same one they have raised to go out to begin to fight. And the fire we're supposed to quench, when it's just little, we ignore that, no, this is a small thing. It becomes small. It becomes big. Now it becomes mega. If care is not taken, Lakurawa will become bigger than Boko Haram. So I think for me, when you are in trouble, the help that you need to come out of it does not matter. What matters to me, how to come out of that trouble. If it requires for your enemy to be the one to give you the hand, come out of it before you ask question, where is my help coming from? So for me, I think it's a good one if we can get the help from the US and other part.
Well said, sir. Thank you very much. So on the verdict newspaper, in light of reports of alleged coup plots, how should Nigeria address the root of insecurities rather than just the symptoms? Just as you have said.
Yeah. See, I've never seen you see, this country, I would say it's a prayer of our general overseer because they have failed us. I'm not saying it's a prayer. But I think God has specific interest in this country. I'm not lying to you. I think God has interest. Otherwise, this country will have been messed up. And I'll tell you why I said so. Because so many things has reason that has the capacity to divide us. But unfortunately, for those things, as they come, they go. But we should not, for instance, an hammer robber come to your house, they could not access it for the first time. They break the door, and they were not able to break it completely. You left the door unfixed and say, you know what, now they can't,
They will not come back.
They came back the second try, tried it, almost get through. They couldn't because it was debris. This door is very strong, it's solid. By the time they come back the third time, they're likely going to break. We mustn't sit down and fold our hand and underestimate any threats that can bring division in this nation. And so for me, in that note, I would not say the president make a wrong decision by taking away most of the head of the military. It was the right decision. However, somebody said, I don't know how true it is, that the time for those senior, that is already, yes, they've exhausted their time. They needed to go so that the people following them can occupy their space, because it's like a tenure. They have numbers of years they have to spend in a particular rank. And if they don't change these people, others will not be promoted. However, either false or true, we must look in within. Me, my philosophy has always been, I do not want an organization that my staff, I have a company that my staff will be crying of salary. Now, what I mean by that is, if I had already had that as a philosophy, so I have to do everything in my capacity. If it's to borrow, to pay, I will have to do that. So as a nation, whatever will make any of your military officer think of who, you will have to do everything in your capacity to make sure that those things does not exist. Because if it does, see, they say an hungry man is an angry man. So you will have to do everything. Even if they offer the person to say, you know what, we want a coup, you must do everything in your capacity to say no. Yes, because you know why? Why do I need a coup? At first, if I become a coup, I will get £1 million, or I will get 1 billion. I can get 1 billion with this thing that I'm doing, so why do I need a coup? What if I get into the coup and not survive? I'll lose my life. You know, it's a treasonable offense when you get yourself involved in any coup. So basically, either being true or not, or false, we as a nation have to sit down and ask ourselves holistic question. The holistic question is a question you ask when you say, look, I had somebody told me one day, in this same Kaduna, he said, look at me, and I look at his face, he said, tell me the truth. He said, what do you think is bad about what I'm doing? I said, you are a very stingy man. I did not compromise. I said, you are a very stingy man. One. Number two, you are mean. Because he asked me to tell him the truth. I said, you are mean. Because by the time you do certain things, you don't look back. Even when the person is crying, you don't look back. Then later, after the whole of the scene, he came back, he said it was just a test. He wanted to know my mind. There's no test. I have been looking for opportunity to tell you. So you gave me one, and I said it.
I took the opportunity.
Exactly. So realistically, we need to ask a question, either being the truth or not. Ask the people, what exactly is the problem? You cannot solve you cannot provide solution to the problem that you have not identified its source. The Boko Haram, what is the source? The Lakurawa, what is the source? Who are behind? What is the agenda? What do they want? I think we need to do beyond sending our innocent police and army into this. There are things that we need to do. Because which war do you want to go to when you have not defined the reason why you are going to the war, or what you want to gain? So this is the problem. So I think questions has to be asked. When we get the answer, then we can now begin to make use of it.
You got what it takes to do it. You got what it takes to do it now. You can make it, you can make it. You can make it, you can make it.
Forget what you're going through. Focus on where you're going to. Forget the numbers of times you fall. Look up and you can get up. Foes want you down. Father wants you up. Full of your dream and you gon' make it. Cause life is what you make it, my brother, and we gon' make it. My sister, you a diamond, they can never ever break you. Look up to the sky, let the most high elevate you. Flip your grit.
And that's it on newspaper review for today. For sponsorship and advert placement, call the numbers displayed on your screen. And don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles displayed on the screen. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.